Hippo Development, and this is my post-mortem update for my submission to the themed horror game jam number 18. I have named the game Sewer Repair because that's the main game loop. You look for broken pipes in a sewer and you fix them. I have made great leaps and bounds in the game since the last video, the most notable change being the textures. In the beginning, I set myself some goals and time restraints to complete those goals. I have succeeded, but not necessarily in the correct order. In my last video, I showed that I completed the maze and the algorithm generated. After that, I started working on interactables, NPCs, and power-ups. This came with the unlisted goal of creating an event deck system to spawn those game objects. This consumed about a week or so of unscheduled time. With the event deck and base game objects done, I started playtesting my game. The dev testers found lots of bugs in the game, but the most important feedback I got was that the maze was too hard to transverse. I tried to alleviate this by having the players leave metaphorical breadcrumbs in the way of corpses. After submitting the game for the game jam, it was brought to my attention that one of the things I should have done was included a spray paint can as a player tool so that players could mark their way through the maze. The next goal was to clean up the art assets and add some music and sound effects. I am not much of an artist, but I am happy to report that 90% of the players could tell my rats were indeed rats. Instead of music, I decided to go with ambient water sounds. I think this adds a great deal to the player immersion. As per my brand, I made all the sound effects myself. Most were made by me making silly sounds. Some of the sounds were just a staple gun, and others were created by me hitting things with an actual pipe wrench. I was able to create one branching story arc in the given time. First, you meet Ted, then you find a medkit on a lower level. From there on, there's a chance to spawn a sick girl and or an injured Ted. With the one medkit, you have to decide if you give it to the girl or to Ted. Giving it to one or the other or none ends the story arc and can reward you with a immediate unlockable. Ted gives you a nail gun and the girl gives you an additional medkit to use. The nail gun is obviously the cooler of the two. I have ideas for more story arcs and unlockables, but I did not have time in the game jam to implement them. One of the stories would involve your coworker Greg, who would exchange nails for health. Completing this task 3 or 4 times would unlock a boss fight. In the end, I'm happy with this prototype for the game, and after the game jam, I plan to implement at least one more update to help round it off. I'm really happy with how some of the art assets came out, and I plan to put them up on my Open Game Art account for me and other developers to use. In the case of the nail gun, I may even include a God of War drag and drop folder so developers can utilize the animations and sound right out of the gate. The running water is another one I think other developers and myself will find good uses for in the future. That's it for this video. Bye for now.